So what we're going to do is we're here to expose it, let people tell their story, and let everybody in the public see the horrors of the court system in Suffolk County, New York.
Let me explain who I am. Gary said that I was a founding member of the Conservative Society for Action, which was started back in 2008, before the Tea Party started. The founders are Steve Flanagan and Conrad Shabauer, two buddies from elementary school that grew up in Bayshore that have been involved with politics and sports. And that they're both like an equal level game. You're either throwing a baseball or you're throwing lines with politics, so it's kind of a back and forth thing. And they both were a little bit upset over what was going on, or what was coming up in 2008. Watching all of what happened in 07 with all the bailouts and everything, Flanagan said, we got to do something. I worked with Steve in his office. He did sales, marketing, publishing, and advertising, and I was a sales rep there. And I received an email from a friend that said, do you know anything about a guy named Steve Flanagan? And I'm like, what? I'm like, really? Well, yeah, I know who he is. What's up? And she said, well, he's doing this thing called Conservative Society for Action. So I proceeded to walk into his office, put the email down on his desk, and I said, okay, what am I doing now? When am I getting involved? That's how I got involved with it. The goal of the organization is to take action. The name was specifically chosen, a society of conservative valued individuals to take action. We're boots on the ground. We've been in front of more legislators, more town boards, then I went county boards, DC, the senators, the congressmen. We've gone to left, right, conservative, anybody's door that will let us in to talk, we've been to them. Our perspective is the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the rule of law, and the funny values that our country was founded on. And that's basically us in a nutshell. I got involved with what I'm doing here. The gentleman who's sitting over here, that's Bob Force. Bob and I are friends. We both live in Patchogue Village. We're also committeemen. And one day Bob was telling me about what was happening to his farm up in Otsego County. And I looked at him and go, what? Wait, tell me more. No, that can't be. And I just kept, it was like a truck running me over and just backing over, back and forth, because nothing made sense. Then I started doing some research. The farm is all told 111 acres. Bob and Donna bought this property back in I want to make sure I have my dates right, 1986. They bought 96 acres in Gilbertsville, New York. They bought it, they put a trailer on it, they planted a row of trees, which are now huge. If we can get this to hook up, you can see the beauty of the location. They spent their honeymoon there. They bought another parcel of property in 1990. They added 14 acres. And then in 2010, the sister-in-law transferred a quarter acre to bring it up to 111 acres. Bob has built a barn, built a pond, actually dug out a pond so there'd be a place for water. There is a slate quarry on the property. It used to actually be a farm. What he does, he goes up there and he would mow down the hay and deal with it that way, not actually doing farming. It's more gone back to the natural state. But this was not just their retirement home, but their second home. They raised their daughter there. Their family would go up there. They'd go up for weekends. Fast forward to, as we call it, the land grab. Okay? I'm going to make sure everybody gets a copy. I've got hell's bells. Excuse me. I'm not politically correct all the time. But that was my statement of I'm not always politically correct. Sorry. I've got a flyer that everybody can have a copy of and a business card. They're behind me now, but they're going to be over there. Fast forward to the land grab time. And I want to make sure I don't miss things, so I just pull some bullets off. In 2014, Donna had called up to pay the taxes for 2013. Now, I just want to explain something about Donna. Donna is Bob's wife. She has MS. She's not doing the greatest. She's got to go in for some heart surgery, and I'm not trying to rip out your hearts. This is as Gary had said, real life really stinks. She has MS, severe diabetic. She's got some pretty severe heart issues going on right now. And one of the drawbacks of MS is your memory goes. I'm 60. My memory is not the best thing. If I don't write it down, guys, I forget it. And if it's not written down and in my face, I still forget it. Sometimes I forget where I wrote it and where's the note. But Donna's got a medical reason to forget things. Donna called up the treasurers to make payment on the taxes. The problem was she missed the fiscal year. That's one of the things I had to write down, because when people don't see this written down, they get a little confused. Otsego County has a bizarre fiscal year. It's not January through December. It's July 1st through June 30th. So you start a year, all right, this is 2017. We're technically in 2016 tax year. 2017 will start in July 1st and run into 2018, June 30th. So bearing that in mind, there's the crazy calendar that they had to work with. Donna made a mistake. She called up in July 14th, to make payment. She was 14 days late. She was informed by the treasurer, sorry, Charlie, your property's already on the auction block and will be auctioned in August. It's already on the block. Donna said, we'd like to make payment. We have the money. What can we do? No. Now, that was what led up to the problem. Now I'm going to bring you back to give you the history. In 2010, as I said, the sister-in-law gave them a piece of property. They deeded it over. Records changed and all the things that go with it. Now they have all 3 parcels of 111 acres. Taxes were paid. 2011 comes along. Bob was having a bit of a fun time in 2011. Meniscus surgery, I think a couple of hernia surgeries. 2011 wasn't a good financial year for the family. They missed payment of the taxes for 2011. I don't know any person on this God's earth that is right now up to date on everything they need to do. And if you are, I need adoption, me, okay? Let's help out. 2012, they go in to make payment on 2012. They paid it. So 2012 is paid in November of the 2012 fiscal year, which is that second craziness I told you about before. So that's paid. In January of 2013, the county filed for an immediate, I'm not doing the proper legal term, an immediate transaction for foreclosure. They wanted to be able to start the foreclosure proceedings immediately. And what they did was they filed technically 6 months prior to the close of the year. Remember, June 30th is when they had to get October 2013 taxes in. That's why that silly thing that I made on the computer would be a lot easier, because you can see the roadmap. So they have already started proceedings before 6 months prior to they have to make payment. Policy of the county has been in 45 different directions. They say it takes 5 years, then they say it takes 3 years, then they say it takes 4 years. For all intents and purposes, it takes 3 years to foreclose. It said 3 consecutive years, meaning 2011 was the anchor, 2012, 2013, meaning 2013, July 1st, they could start the proceedings for foreclosure. Well, they skipped the rules. They started in January. Suspect is they wanted that property, and they wanted it big time. They got there okay. They immediately were ready to foreclose. Even before taxes, I say this again repeatedly, even before they had to pay the taxes, they already had the property owned. It was theirs. They had the deeds. It was ready to go. Bob hired a lawyer, upstate New York. By the way, used to be the county lawyer, so he was already in bed with the county officials. We all hear about collusion. He didn't know. He went up there. He got a lawyer that's in town, in Cooperstown area. I'm going to get somebody who knows the people, knows the area, knows the rules. Well, he didn't file 4 different proceedings that he was supposed to, and he was late filing another proceeding, so never mind, you lost that one. You went to the appellate court, you should have done that there, it's already gone. Basically, the collusion and the game that's going on in that county, I don't care if it's Otsego County, Suffolk County, Nassau County, I was on the phone with Arena today, Brooklyn, it doesn't matter. They want your property, they'll take it. A little tidbit, no mortgage, cash free, owned the property. All they did was pay taxes. You ready for the taxes? I know this is going to kill everybody here because we're on Long Island. A little over $6,000 a year. $6,000 a year. So we're talking $18,000 they owed. Oh, I'm up and running. Thank you, gentlemen. I admit I don't know how to use computers. There was a computer god. It sure as heck, we don't talk well. I'm going to put this up. I'm going to go backwards a minute. If you'd excuse me, I want to show you these forms so you'll understand. Those are not my glasses, thank you. I will put them on otherwise. So you'll understand what I was talking about. This is, haha, it worked. Let me get rid of the little pictures. No, it didn't. This is, hey, I'm still on the learning curve. This is what I was talking about with the way the fiscal year, how it runs. And so you have an understanding as to what happened. Now this is what should have happened is property was auctioned off in August. The fiscal year ends in June. July 1st, they should have started the proceedings for foreclosure. Well, the county didn't like that idea. And I will give everybody a copy of this information if you want it, because it's all on my computer. This is what actually happened. Remember I said it was in the beginning of the fiscal year they jumped on board and stole the property. For all intents and purposes, that 6-month period jammed everything out. Yes, they missed 2011. They had a rough year. Yes, Donna was late to call up to make payment by calling in June, not in June, but in July for 2014. Of 2014 for 2013. It's crazy. And I know you're looking at me like, does she know what she's talking about? This proves how insane it is. She wanted to pay 2011 and 2013. Get it up to date, get it done. So, sorry, Charlie, not going to happen. Remember I said they got a lawyer? I know, Gary, you're rolling your eyes. Remember I said they got a lawyer? First time in the entire proceedings of Otsego County, the forces were told you have to put down a check of $20,000 to hold the stay on the deed so it won't get transferred at the auction in 2014. Nobody else had to do that. They accepted their check for $20,000, but they wouldn't accept their check for the taxes, which were less, like $12,000 versus $20,000. Again, the point that I'm making is you can't make this crud up. It is insanity. So this is what the family's been dealing with those. Okay, please. Computer. Oh, now, what we did. I do marketing and advertising. That's something I do for a living. I like it. I enjoy it. I joke with people. The reason I'm good at I can sell a dead dog a bone. And I don't mean that as a joke. I'm serious. I am good at what I'm doing, and when I have my heart in it, I will sell that dog a bone. And I know that sounds horrible, but when it's in my heart, you'll hear about it and you'll understand. Bob and Donna are now in federal court. Half of the county has no idea what happened. I turned around and said, we need to do an ad. We need to place an ad in the Penny Saver and do it in December. Not in June, when everyone's on vacation, or in September, but in December, where everyone's looking. They got to get oil. Everyone's got to get an oil delivery. They got to find a new company that's going to give them a better deal. It's also going to be who's got the best sales locally. So you're going to go to the Penny Saver before you worry about something else. And most papers are now online. So go to the Penny Saver. Everybody gets a copy. Everybody sees what's going on around the block. So we put up some ads. The first one. Oh, this is the quarter page. I'm sorry. Let me give you the correct one. This is the full page ad that we put in. Designed it. Thank goodness I have a partner that knows how to do this better than I do with putting it all on paper. I said, I need this, I need this, I need this. Put it together. And this is what we put out and put in the Penny Saver. This is a half-page ad. This ad proceeded to put a stir in the county to such an extent that people who worked in the treasurer's office and in the other departments were running in with their newspapers. Did you see what's going on in the county? The employees had no idea. The employees have no idea what's going on, including one woman whose property was stolen from her, and she works in the office directly next to the treasurer. And the one that bought it used to work in the treasurer's office and works at the desk next to her. I mean, you can't make this up. I mean, this was the first ad. This produced hits onto our website, the Facebook page, and our email. I received, I would say, 10 credible individuals. Now, I didn't think anyone was, I thought people would look, but I didn't think anyone would get that excited. 10 people got back to me through emails, begging me to help them. Then I got from people from up in Adirondacks. I got Arenas, and I just spoke today. We're going to be talking later in the week, but about what's going on with her in Brooklyn. But I had people contacting me throughout New York State saying, I've had this problem, and I'm like, hold on, one at a time, and I'll help everybody. I'll get them together. I am not a lawyer. What I'm doing as an activist, I'm telling them how to get the information they need, to create the timeline, to get the FOIA information, and then, of course, more importantly, get a lawyer to work with you on this. That was the first ad. That got 10 people popping up in front of me. This was that was the second ad. I said this backwards. This was the first ad because we put that in there. And it says Crowell. Dan Crowell is the treasurer of the county. If you want to talk about somebody coming into work Monday morning and finding that on their desk with, dude, what's going on? It was I only wanted to be a fly on the wall for that day. It would have been fun. So yeah, we've created our own set of key names and nicknames for people, none of which I will say on screen or to be repeated, but this is what's going on up there. Again, can happen here in Suffolk and in Nassau. Now, what these ads have done, oh, excuse my crazy desktop, but what these ads have done is open people's eyes, and people are now talking about it. The federal case right now is being discussed, it's being handled, it's going to be in Brooklyn, because Donna really can't go out more than 20 miles away from home, and to get her to go upstate could really hurt her more than, physically hurt her more than anything else. Remember I said that she had the MS? We had doctor's notes. We presented doctor's notes to the judge. We presented doctor's notes to the town board, who are supposed to pass resolutions to sell properties. They said, sorry, the guys at the auction, how can we remove a property when they're waiting to buy it? Now, we have proof of the treasurer's office accepting checks. Remember the July 1st issue I said? Receipt is dated in June, on June 30th. Checks are dated the 20th of August and the 1st of August. We have direct proof, because there are some people that are aggravated with the way the treasurer's office is doing things, and they've sent out little tidbits. Everything we received was anonymous and documented, so nothing is made up or fabricated. I have to put my head on a pillow, and I'm standing up here telling you this. If I was making up a story, I couldn't do that. I just won't do that. Then there are the wonderful statements of the board. How can we take the property back? Well, there's a gentleman. His name is Chuck. I won't say last names. He bought at an auction a piece of property, a small little acreage, which abutted his property, and just made a nice, it evened out his puzzle, you know, the crazy way of looking at a piece of property. He's there, and he's had it for about 6 months, and he's clearing the property, making it look nice. Lo and behold, a person comes up to him and says, from the county, or the board actually, about the property. We'd like to buy this property back from you. No, thank you, I'm keeping it. Well, the guy that owns it showed up. Excuse me? I own it, I paid the taxes, I bought it. It's been deeded to me, I have the resolution, it's my property. Well, guess what? Within 1 month after this conversation, They said, we'll buy it back. He said no. Within 1 month, a resolution was written at the board, Otsego board, to take away the sale, to cancel the sale to Chuck, and redeem the property back to the other guy. Okay? Now, why or how can we return a property that's already been sold? We can't do that. How can we accept your monies late? They've already done that. Then there's the fact that they didn't put forth any resolutions. The selling of the property. The seller who moved into the property on Friday, he, quote, wrote the check, bought the property. Saturday, he was on the property. Breaking and entering. There is a rule about an auction when you buy a property. I don't care where it is. I buy your property. Forgive me, I buy your property. I have to evict you and give you a specific time frame to do so. Whether it's 90 days, 30 days, 6 months, 12 years. It doesn't matter. I have to evict you. I cannot go in and throw your things out. Their property was on the street. It was all thrown out. Gutted the trailer, gutted the house, and their stuff was thrown out. By the grace of God, Bob and Donna were smart enough, and friends that they're upstate, they got a Connex, which is a big old trailer, and the storage trailer, and they put their important things in there and got most of their stuff out. They didn't get everything out. A lot of stuff was still in there, but they got most of their stuff out. Again, you just can't make this up. Now, right now, a gentleman who's a lawyer, and it's kind of, I don't know how many people are as faith-oriented as I am or have as strong a faith as I do, but one night, 3 o'clock in the morning, this man is sitting at his computer. I got to find a lawyer. I got to find someone to help me. What the heck am I going to do? Everybody upstate wanted no part of this. You see, the county lawyer is related to the magistrate lawyer for 57 counties in New York State. No collusion to be seen in this process here. Even the judge that was involved with it said, can we do it like we do in family court? Just pay the child support and move on. No, we can't. We're not going to accept that. Everything, it's just like so many things, it's frightening when I rattle all this stuff over, and everybody's probably saying, how much more can there be? 3 o'clock in the morning, he's sitting at his computer, and he goes, I need a lawyer in Otsego County. Hits enter, and a gentleman who's in Mineola was the first name on the list. Called him up. I say we when I'm talking about the family. I'm not part of this. I get no money from this. I just get to see my friends have their home back, and that's really, as an activist, all I really want to see happen. This gentleman, the lawyer's name is Miramosa. He's in Mineola. He has been a saint helping them. And there are other people that are upstate that are looking to get involved also. So if anyone in here is involved with this type of action, let me know, because we need people that are going to be helping out a lot of property owners. Now, there's one thing I want to show you, and I hope it works. It's a video of the property. And can't play! Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Okay, we are experiencing technical difficulties. Okay. And I'm doing what I do at my own computer at home. Chewing on my lip. Please. Okay, this is the forest farm. Okay? This is the icon that we use for people to understand it. This is their trailer. And this is where, of course, that's Bob's truck. It's outside right now. But that's a view from the patio there. There's a deer up in the upper corner there. A view of the paddock. Another view from the porch. These are the trees that they planted back in the 80s on their honeymoon. Just another view. Because people don't understand how gorgeous this place is without this. If this doesn't give you a reason to understand why these guys are fighting like devils to get their property back, it's like a piece of heaven. This is the pond that Bob started constructing. I don't know what it looks like today, but as you can see, it's starting to fill up. It takes a while for the water to fill in. It'll be a natural pond. And of course, that's for everybody to understand the information. We do have a Facebook page. It's called Save the Forest Farm. We have a website, savetheforestfarm.com. Bob cannot really speak to anybody because he's in legal proceedings, so I'm the big mouth and I will answer any questions that anybody has. And thank you for listening. And this can happen here. I would bank my life savings, which right now is nothing from fighting as hard as I have for grassroots for 8 years, but I would bank the savings of a local bank or anybody in here that's got money put away. It's happening around the block from you, and nobody really knows.
Long Island Backstory. Chief Correspondent Gary Jacobs is uncovering the truth on Long Island. The family court system. Red light cameras. Corruption in local politics. The heroin epidemic. Corrupt judges. At Long Island Backstory, we uncover the truth that the Cablevision news monopoly won't dare touch. We uncover the details you won't see on News 12 or in Newsday. We are local independent media at its best. Long Island Backstory, available on Public Access TV and on YouTube.